Hi everybody, hello. I don't know what happened there with my countdown. It seemed to be counting down, then it started again, so sorry about that. I flicked onto something else whilst it was counting down, and when I came back it was back on 50 something seconds, so sorry about that if you got the countdown twice, but I'm here now. And so are 10 of you, so please do say hi if you're on and watching. Both the Anns are here. Hi Anne and Anne. Hey Betty. Hey Sandra. Hey Carol. Hope you are good. Got a few things to share with you. Oh, no problem, Sandra. A few things to share with you about things that are happening, so I'll dive straight into that. In fact, look, my glasses are absolutely filthy, so I'll just give them a little wipe on my shirt. So from tomorrow, Wednesday 22nd, well, actually, that's a little lie. From tonight at about 11 p.m, we've got free shipping for 3 days, so until Friday, on orders over £60. So you will save £6.95 on the shipping charge if you place an order from tonight until 10:50 on Friday. So that's great news. Also, you do get your Stampin rewards, so you're saving £6.95, and then you would get 10% in your pot for next time, or you can save that up. So that's great news. We always love a free shipping. I'll be popping an order in, so if you are local, I'm probably popping an order in on Friday. That's first things first. Still got the join offer on. So far I've welcomed 12 lovely ladies to my team. Some of them are back to my team, some of them are brand new. Hey Debbie, so if you are thinking about joining, there are 10 days left to take advantage of it, so still a third of the month. I would love, my goal, I'll be honest, I set myself a goal to get 5 new people and I'm on 12, but it is an amazing offer. I just want people to stay in my team then and not just join for the kit, which is the temptation, and I understand that. But yes, the ongoing discount is very good, a reason to stay. So you would not need to make your minimum spends until the end of March as well, which is brilliant, by which time we will have had loads of new products. So you can join Stampin' Up for £35 and get £130 worth of stuff in your kit. Or you can join for the normal £99 and get £194 worth of stuff. So equally great deals. One of them you save £64, one of them you gain £64 more in product. So it's whether you want to save or whether you want to get more for your money. Yeah, it is, Anne. I'm very pleased. I've got a lovely new Facebook group for my new team members, and I will be going live in there this afternoon to go through a few things. So that's great. So that offer's still on, and I would love to welcome people back or welcome anyone in the UK, or I can actually recruit in Europe, but all my team are in the UK. So it's week 5 of Coffee and Card, and I've had a couple of bookings for the next round, which starts on the 11th of November. The black and gold would really love some more bookings, and I've had some ideas for the one after that, which I'm going to share in a moment. So I will turn the camera around because I don't like the camera being on me anyway. But I've got things to share with you. So I made a decision that the next round of Coffee and Card is going to be with the Hobby Haven. I mean, I'm the Paper Haven. It's a match made in heaven. It's a match made in heaven with the Hobby Haven papers, which I have shown these on a video. These are the ones that have all the hobbies on them, and they are a specialty paper. So they've got lots of die cut bits, and I've sewing machines, coffee machines, bits and bobs in there. So I've popped those in one of those really handy little wallets you sent me, Anne. I've used them all up now. And the papers are just marvellous, great colours. So we've got a set that's like for baking, a piece for baking. We've got a skincare one, which I'm going to do for my niece Molly. She's obsessed with skincare. There's that one. Then there's one for book lovers. So that could be a male themed one. And these are easy to cut out as well. Then there's one for like plant lovers, readers, people who like to sit in an armchair. That's just one that I've used. Then this is such an exciting piece of paper, because this is the true hobby. I should have lowered this, I'm so sorry. This is the true hobby paper. So it's got the sewing machine on, it's got cross stitch on, pincushions, scissors, all sorts of bits, knitting wool, yarn, cross stitch thread, sewing patterns. It's absolutely brilliant. It's a bit dark in here. I might need to put the light. Oh, it's not too bad. So that's that, and a lovely pattern on the other side. And then you have the two sheets that are identical with the die cut shapes, which I've popped all of them out because I get a bit fed up of them all flopping out of the paper. So I'll just show you a few of them, a handful of them. So you've got various bits. You've got like little books on a bookshelf, plant bits, sewing pattern bits. There's sewing machines, there's whisks, there's books, there's coffee machines, there's skincare stuff. So, but the papers themselves are really good for cutting out. I have made a couple of cards because I'm using this for a team get-together night online. So I've made a couple of cards. So what I'm trying to say is this is what I want to do for the next coffee and card that starts in between Christmas and New Year, which is the perfect time when we're all a little bit, we need a little bit of something to do. So I will start this on the 30th of December, which is a Tuesday. The 23rd of December will be a bonus week. Coffee and Card Round 51 will finish the week before that on the 16th. So 23rd will be a little bonus week. And then I'm going to start this on the 30th, just for 5 weeks, because I'm not including any dies with this one, probably. Just for 5 weeks. And as soon as I get it on the website, I'll pop it, hoping to pop it on today. You can start booking that. And I will be putting a stamp set with it. But as always, you won't have to have the stamp set. So I've just done a couple of simple cards using the papers. They are very, very similar, and they're using some of the die cuts. That's one of the die cuts, the little dress form. But these scissors and the little, I don't know what's wrong with my camera, but it looks a little bit hazy today and not as bright as normal. I think maybe my camera lens needs cleaning. Hang on, I'll pop my lights on. Now we've got shadows. There we go. So there are a couple of cards. Obviously, they're both the same. I've just added some twine on them. But yeah, that's, I can't wait to do, I'll swallow that there. Can't wait to do that coffee and card. So as soon as I pop that on, I will give you the nod. But I will be choosing a stamp set with some greetings that go with it. Oh, I've got Craig just brought me a cuppa and I forgot about it. Okay. And I want to give a shout out to Anne P. Anne Puddicombe. My camera is a bit fuzzy today. Sorry, I'm going to give it a little wipe. Maybe needs a proper clean. Big shout out to Anne Puddicombe, who sent me this, the lighting's terrible, apologies, sent me this gorgeous thank you card for running the retreat day, which was really, and it came on a really miserable day. Which day was it? Was it yesterday? It must have been yesterday. And it really cheered me up. You know, the power of a handmade card, and the colours are a lot nicer in real life. Thank you, Anne. This is Petunia Pop colour. So thank you so much. I just wanted to give you a shout out. And let me share the next round of coffee and card with you, because I could do with, well, I could definitely do with some more bookings. So we're going to do one of these designs, not all 6, but just shows you that one. That's one of them. This is one of them. This is one. And there we go. Okay, so we're using the black and white. It starts on the 11th of black and gold, sorry, and white. Black and gold. It starts on the 11th of November for 6 weeks. And the final week we will do, you get a bonus gold hoop, and we will do a little gorgeous tree decoration or posh gift tag that can then be used by the recipient as a tree decoration. So, because the last week of it will be the 16th, it's quite late for cards. So I will be teaching you how to do these origami trees. So yes, bookings will close for that in 1 week's time. It starts on the 11th, so they'll close in 1 week's time. So thank you to Anne and Kathy for booking on so far. And I think that's all for my little announcements today. So we'll crack straight on with the card. And it's week 5. And I've not got my papers out. Oh, we're so busy getting all that other stuff ready that I've not got my papers out. Okay, so it's back. The old patchwork card. Always a firm favourite. Bit of a Julie card. So this is great for using up those scraps. So I'm literally going to pull out a few scrap pieces from here. You hardly need any paper for this one. So it really is perfect for the scraps. I'm just trying to make sure I've got a variety of different papers. I can always come back to it. Okay, so I've got that one that's quite handy. Oh, that's a useful one. So that one with the bears, and it does work so well. I'm so sorry the lighting's so rubbish. This one we'll be using, and then I'll be using that one. So I've literally just got out 3 scraps, and then I've got my die cuts. Now, I know for a fact that I haven't got an hour left, so I will cut that out from the paper, but I love using this one. Now it does go the other way on the original design, but it just fits so perfectly along the bottom of the card. So I know without a doubt that I want that one, and that's basically the only one that I have used apart from the owl, but I've used all those die cut owls up, so I do need to rummage around. You can add some more if you want to. You can 3D some up. Have I got any owls left? Looks like I've used a lot of them. Got one. Okay, so if you've got the kit at home, you've got a garden green base card, and you've got a piece of basic white, and this measures 9 centimeters by 13.3 and a sniff. We are using this real red ribbon from the mini catalogue and some of the linen thread, and then I've used a label from the traditional labels, which I'm going to cut out. Okay, so this is 9 by 13.3 and a bit, and then your squares are just an inch. Okay, they're an inch wide. I'm going to use this little gem of a trimmer because it's a little bit easier, but it's hard to do. I think that's about an inch, is it? It's quite loud, sorry. So you do need 12 squares. Okay, now if you cut this, you can be strategic in how you cut this. So you could like cut a bit so like you have part of a creature driving, you know, you don't, I'll explain that a little bit better in a second. I'm sure you understand what I mean, but I'll just cut this one and then I'll explain. So you can cut them so that you've specifically got the creature showing. So what you don't want, you can see here, like I've cut it so I've got the badger's head there, I've got the bear's head there, I've got the doggy there. For example, you wouldn't want just the dog's bum stuck. Well, I'm sure you wouldn't. You wouldn't want the dog's bum just stuck there. Yeah. So, oh gosh, I'm looking out my window. I wish I could show you. We've got the most wonderful rainbow over the valley. It's just disappearing. Actually, I'm watching it disappear. It was so close. It was almost like I could have reached out of my window and touched it. Beautiful. I do love a rainbow. So yes, you need 12. And you do want to vary them up a little bit, okay? So some of these are just like little letters, and then on the other side I've got that. So they're really nice ones. And then for the last few, you might want to think about using some of the creature ones, like these, but you might have to be strategic in how you cut them, which is what I mentioned to you before. Okay, so the little badger there. But because of how I'd cut it before, I've got a bit, don't know if it's going to work, let's see. I've got a piece missing. However, I might pop it there and you won't see it because of the label, so that's all right. I've just, when I've trimmed something out, I've been a bit, so if I put, oh, that's bigger. That's not, have I cut that? I've obviously not been looking at the measurement right there. It's too big. You have to have your widths cut out. It's not a problem now, I don't think. You have to have your widths cut out because there we go. And then here, I quite like that. Oh, look, I've got that little hedgy. I might use a little hedgehog. Because I love a hedgehog too. And I've lost track of how many I've got, but we'll keep cutting. And there is a nice pattern on the back of here, so I'll use that one. Right, I think I've got enough now. I think I've got enough. Oh, hey, Jane. I was just going to say, I wonder if Jane from Australia will be coming on. Good to have you back. Okay, so what I do now is I spend a few moments popping these on because you can't do them one at once because you won't get them correct with the with your distance between. So look at that. So you need to do a bit of shuffling. And then I'm a little bit funny in that I don't like, in fact, I'm going to cut, I really like the brown background. Have I got any scraps of that one, Julie? I don't have to put into a big sheet. Nope. We'll have that one instead, because I have to cut into a big sheet. I'm sorry, it's not very interesting hearing me rustle in a bag for something. Okay, I'm just going to replace that. Oh, hey, Nanny Jane. Just making a patchwork card, one of my, I won't say specialities, but one of my firm faves. So yes, you just need to spend a few moments getting these okay, getting the shapes right. Oh, I just moved them all. I've just knocked it. Oh man. Oh. Yeah, you have to be very careful, because that's a little bit soul destroying when you do that. Okay, we're back in business. Now, when I first designed this, not that I'm claiming like design rights or anything, but when I first did my first ever inchy one like this, I don't want to put, the thing is you can't see those ones on the bottom, so don't leave your best ones to the bottom because you won't really be able to see them. So what I was going to say before I didn't actually speak because I don't want to move anything, but what I discovered was you can fit 3 across, but you can't fit 5 down. You can fit 4 and there's a gap. And when I've done this before, we've stamped a greeting. I think I first did this card in 2020. I can still picture it with some papers called Ornate something. And a stamp set. And we actually stamped the greeting in between here. But what I'm doing with this is putting the ribbon through there. So I'm going to grab my trusty Tombow and take one off at once. And pop it down. And I put far too much glue on that one. Now what I try and do is, I'm a bit like, when I put this together, I do it like Sudoku. I don't want another animal in the same column, or I don't want the same pattern paper in the same column or the same row. I mean, it doesn't matter, but that's just me being a bit pernickety. What time is it in Australia where you guys are? I've got couple of Australians on tonight. Our clocks change this weekend, so we go back an hour on Saturday night. So I'll be a bit earlier for you, I think. Is that right? Or will I be late? Oh, I can't even think. No, it'll be later, won't it? Oh. Yeah, so I wouldn't be starting until I go back an hour, yeah. So I'll be starting like an hour later. Oh, 9:30, so next week when it's 2 p.m. for me, it's like what would have been 3 p.m. this week. So it'll be an hour later for you guys. So you probably will be in bed next week, guys. How's life in Perth, Jane? I need to catch up with Sarah. I've not spoken to her for ages. Everything's sticking to my fingers now. Oh, good. Yes, free shipping. I was mentioning that to my ladies earlier as we came on. Okay, so there we are. That's all done. It's always a relief when it's stuck on. Now, when you're gluing your ribbon, for my customers who aren't included some ribbon, I've already cut that for you. And I've allowed about a centimetre and a half at either side. I wouldn't ever use wet glue. I don't believe that wet glue and ribbon are friends. So I like to pop some tape, tear and tape, which seems to go on. It's not the cheapest rolls of tape, but honestly, mine I've had for so long. So pop that there, and then just tuck the ribbon round onto the taped bit. Like that. Then we can actually glue that down. That can be glued down on there. And we've got the hard part done there. I was just saying, I think it was in 2020. It was the second ever. And considering this is round 51, it was round 2. Coffee and Card with the ornate garden papers. They had a stamp set called Ornate Thanks, I think. And it said so grateful and thanks. And yeah, it was the second round that I did. So what's going to happen is this little doggy and its sleigh are going to go down here. But this is another Jubilee feature, which I always like to do, is grab a little bit of linen thread, pop it under here, and you will notice I've not detached it from the reel because I don't like waste. As long as your right hand side is loose and not attached. Oh, actually, this is a detached piece. I thought it was. Never mind, I'm lying to you. So I pull that tight and do a little bow, but a very little waste from that right hand side. And then this would be attached to your reel normally. And you just trim that off your reel. And then I've not really got any waste there, although that bow is rather large. And I do mess about with these for a little bit afterwards. And then all that's needed now is a little label. And this is a traditional labels, and it's what I will be using with the next round of coffee and card. So I've handily got some spare white cards somewhere. I thought I did. Oh, Julie, what have you done with it, girl? I'd kept them to one side. Oh well. There's plenty more in the craft room. And I'll just grab my mini machine. I do love this little machine, just to be able to lift onto your desk without being too heavy. Now this is one of those that's got a decorative edge, and it doesn't like coming off with the rest of the... there we go. Don't yank this one out of the die, is I guess what I'm trying to say. There we go, because this bit... oh, the rainbow's back. Oh, wow. The rainbow is back. And it's beautiful. Okay, so we've not got too much room for our greeting, but this is the stamp set I'm including in the coffee and card as well, if you go for that option. And what a lot of people like about this one is we've got Happy Christmas. Sometimes we don't always want to say Merry Christmas, and we do say Happy Christmas here in the UK as well. So it can just fit on. So I'm just going to stamp the happy with some pecan pie, and I'm stamping it right near the top. There. And then I'm popping Christmas on. I love the font of this, and I love mixing the fonts up. I love the font on this one. Oops, I've got hair there. I've always got hair dropping out. There we go. I've stamped that happy a bit too high because I was worried about fitting it all in, but that's only because I'm being a bit of a perfectionist. And then what we do is we're going to grab some of our little foam pad friends, our dimensionals. It's so handy. Oh, thanks. Thank you, Jane. Two Janes from Australia. I do call Jane Marshall Nanny because, oh, we've got a double rainbow now and it's so vibrant, honestly. Oh, it's just like it's meters away. It's absolutely stunning. No photo you could take would do it justice. So Jane Marshall is my lovely friend Sarah's mum, and Sarah calls her Nanny, and because the daughters call her that, and that's just what I've come to call her. Okay, so then we're just going to sneak in this little doggy and his sleigh of prezzies along the bottom. If you're on YouTube, I'd love it if you gave me a like. Oh, thanks. Yeah, the red ribbon it's from the mini catalogue. I would love it if you gave me a like or a share, because quite honestly, my YouTube it's the views. I've not even got like 100 views some weeks on my coffee and card, and I used to get at least 200. I actually popped a video on about cross stitch. I've got a channel for my cross stitching, which I don't post. I've only just done a video, and I've not done one for up to a year. And I've got a third of the people subscribed and on here. But I posted an update video on where I was with my stitching and everything. And I've had 1,500 views, honestly, and about 60 comments. It's unbelievable. So if you do like cross stitch, I wouldn't normally share this on here, but if you do like cross stitch and you're interested in what I get up to with my stitching, because I do that on an evening just to stop the doom scroll. I'm called Peachy Stitcher on YouTube. So I'm just going to grab a little owl from here. So yeah, it's Peachy Stitcher. And I just basically share my stitching. So yeah, I love doing some cross stitch on an evening. Sometimes I'll do it on a morning if I'm up early. I'm loving an early morning at the moment. Although I did sleep in till 7:30 today. I'm loving a 6 o'clock morning. I really like getting up and having a coffee and doing a little bit of cross stitch and having a slower start to the day. I love that. But today I slept in and I was a bit cross, and I thought, well, no, you must have needed the sleep. So I'm going to pop this little owl here. Like that. And there we have this week's card. Don't know why my voice went so high then. There we have this week's card. This is a stamp set that I've used. I am going to pop it back in without cleaning it. I always test them when I get the mark out. So there we have week 5. Week 5 done and dusted. Yeah, I love that. The little dog on the bottom. Maybe a couple of gems dotted around might work. And there we go. That's week 5. Okay, next week I'm a little bit worried because I've forgotten how to make it. Next week, ladies, make sure you have a cup of coffee to wake you up, to keep you awake. Next week, you just need that big piece of Pool Party 12 by 12 because we're going to make a shadow box card. Yes, we are. And I'm already panicking. I'll probably make mine in the week, half make it, so I've got it ready. You need a ruler and a pencil and concentration. Okay, so you with me for next week? Now, before I forget, next week, I've got the dog booked in the groomers that I could only get her in at 2. So I'll drop her off. I'll come straight back. I'll have to pick her up at 3:30. So it'll probably be 2:15 that I'll be on next week. But I'll remind you. So it'll be 2:15. Okay. And this is what we're going to do. So once we make the card, there's not much decor. But we're going to do a little shadow box card. Okay, right, so I need to do a newsletter to my lovely customers to tell you all about the free shipping tomorrow. So that's my next job. I've got working my way through my little list of jobs today. Thank you for joining me this afternoon, especially to our Australian friends. And I'll be back next week, 15 minutes later than normal. So I will see you next week. Thank you. Bye.